Good morning, everyone. My dear students, how are you? How have you been doing? I hope you're fine and you're safe and sound and you are keeping yourself protected. Not only yourself, but your family, your society, and your country. It's totally different. Now we are interacting through video. This is a video lesson which I have prepared for you, and it's a new experience for me and as well as for you. Are you ready, my dear students? You know, I'm going to teach you through this video lessons, and this is my first experience. This is my first experiment also, so please forgive me if anything goes wrong, if you cannot understand, but later on you can write to me with your doubts. I will definitely come back to you, right? My dear students, have you ever realized there are so many children of your age, those who cannot go to school, those who have never been to school but they want to go to school? They want to go to school, but they cannot go to school. They cannot afford to go to school. They're so poor. What about those children? You are so lucky, so fortunate that you are sitting in your houses, sitting at your home, taking sip of tea or coffee or whatever you like to have, and listening to me. You're sitting in your cozy rooms. But have you ever thought of those children, those who also want to go to school, want to study, want to learn something new, and want to become something in their lives? But what could be done? Do you want to know about those students, those children, those who are deprived of education? Okay, without wasting time, let me show you this video. This is about Firozabad, which is near Delhi.
दिल्ली शहर जिसकी चमक धमक से आकर्षित न जाने कितने लोग अपने सपने लिए चले आते हैं, पर कुछ ही जानते हैं कि इस चकाचौंध और तेज भागती जीवन शैली के पीछे छिपी हुई सीमापुरी जैसी एक उपेक्षित जगह भी बसती है।
As you can see, in Delhi, the army of almost 95,000 estimated waste pickers, rag pickers, saved the city at least rupees 8 lakh daily through their work. Simapuri is on the border, periphery of Delhi, where about 12,000 families of rag pickers live. So this documentary is about Simapuri.
बचपना हमारा यही बीत गया, लगता है यहीं पर ही है और काम यही करते हैं पूरे का, शुरू से यही काम करते हैं और यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग हैं सब आधाकर सब यही काम।
These people are rag pickers, and he's saying that they have been doing rag picking for ages. They have no other work to do.
कभी जो है अपना 4 बजे 5 बजे जैसे भी काम खत्म हो जाता है, उसके बाद
They start early in the morning, they get up at 4 a.m. and start looking for something like, you can say, food, money from those dumps, from those heap of garbage.
इधर उधर कोई काम देख लेते हैं, 100-150 रुपए इधर उधर हो जाता है, या फिर इसका चला लेते हैं, या बेलदारी वगैरह कुछ ज्यादा टाइम नहीं मिलता है, कर लेते हैं। यहाँ पर साहब कोई सुविधा नहीं है आज तक, बस कचरा के कचरा ही रहा यहाँ।
In this locality, you can see around you heap of garbage. Only rag pickers are found here, and because this man is saying that nobody comes to them. Nobody from the authorities comes to talk to them. They never talk to them about their miseries, this condition of theirs. They are really suffering from it.
समझे साहब, सिवा परेशानी के सिवा कोई काम नहीं हो। दफ्तरों में जाना है तो परेशान, समझे? और
As you can see, this old man, he is looking for something in the garbage. He is picking rags, and this is the only source of their income. In this video, you can also see two children are sitting beside this man. He is the father of these two children. So he cannot send these children to school, but these children want to go to school, or they might not have heard of the school. What a school is. आपके पहचानते हैं उसके बाद आपको भूल जाते हैं, हो जाएगा, सही बात है। तो हम तो तुम नकली हैं, वो भी नहीं हाथ जोड़ेंगे, बच्चे को गोद में लेंगे, पेशाब कर जाए, कोई बात नहीं।
व्यतीत हो जाती है और जीवन के आखिरी सांसें भी वहीं बंद होती रह जाती हैं।
Their life starts with rag, ends with rag.
कुछ करे हमारे लिए, कुछ अच्छा लगे।
These people want the government to do something for them.
ऐसे हमारे लिए कुछ करा, हमें भी अच्छा लगेगा कि हाँ हमारे लिए कुछ कर रहा है। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, कहीं भी कार्ड बनाने जाओ, कुछ भी करने जाओ, पहचान पत्र बनाओ, सब चीज में पैसे लेते हैं, हर चीज में। कहता पैसे दो, 200 रुपये, 500 रुपये, जब ज्यादा हो जाएगा।
This boy is saying that even if they want to do something, or they want to take some initiative to change their position for betterment, they are not allowed to do so because they are trapped. Police beat them, the authorities give them a deaf ear, they never listen to their problems.
वही हम लोग किराए में रहते, किसी का अपना झुग्गी है, झुग्गी में अपना बच जाते हैं, अपना काम धाम करते हैं, खाते पीते हैं, बस यही। कोई सुविधा नहीं है साहब हमारे, हमको देना नहीं चाहिए हमारा।
दुनिया भर की गंदगी साफ करने वाले सीमापुरी के इन लोगों का जीवन स्वयं ही गंदगी बन के रह गया है। जिस कचरे को हम अपने जीवन से निकाल फेंकना चाहते हैं, उस कचरे को वो अपना जीवन बना के जीते हैं। इसके लिए कौन जिम्मेदार है? हमारी सरकार, हम, या फिर आप?
So, what have you seen? There are some people, there are some students, the children who are living in such a grinding poverty which condemns them to remain there. It forces the children to. These children have really lost their prime age of life. They are not enjoying their life, their childhood stage. That's why it is aptly said that they have lost the spring of their life. So you have rightly guessed the topic of today. As you can see on the screen, the lost spring. But in your book, the name of the title is Lost Spring by Anis Jen. My dear students, we are starting with chapter number 2, book Flamingo, Lost Spring, written by Anis Jung. So let us see more or know about Anis Jung more. She was a journalist and columnist for major newspapers in India and abroad, whose most noted work, Unveiling India, is a detailed chronicle of the lives of women in India. She is also noted especially for the depiction of Muslim women behind the Purdah system. My dear friends, when you look at the title, Lost Spring, what comes to our mind? And if you have a book, yes, this is my suggestion to you, you should have a book with you and a notepad with a pen or a pencil. So whenever you have any doubt, you should take it down in the notebook, and side by side you should be writing the value points which I am sharing with you. As you can see, Lost Spring. If you have gone through the introduction, the last three lines of this introductory part, the following is an excerpt from her book titled Lost Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood, where she analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which condemn these children to a life of exploitation. Condemn means to force somebody to accept something unpleasant. Condemn means to criticize also. But here, when we when we talk about these things, this grinding poverty condemns these children. It means force to accept something unpleasant. They are totally helpless. They have to do what they are doing, that is rag picking. This chapter is divided into two parts. First part is about Sahib Alam and next part is about Mukesh. These are two different stories, but some common things are there. We'll get to know later on about this chapter. So as you can see the title, Lost Spring. Spring is the season of bloom. Spring is a metaphor of childhood and is associated with every child at the beginning of bright future. It is associated with innocence, physical stamina, and vitality. It is also the stage for gaining skill and knowledge, learning and going to school. By Anis Jung is it's a description of those poor children who are condemned to poverty and a life of exploitation. The author unveils the utter destitution of the rag pickers of Simapuri and the bangle makers of Firozabad. In their bleak stories of exploitation, the author also finds glimpses of resilience and hope. My dear students, this question can be of 6 mark. Justify the title of the story, whether the title is appropriate or not. So the answer is before you. So should we start this chapter one by one? Right. As you can see, this Lost Spring describes two stories of stolen childhood. Millions of children in India, instead of spending their days in school and playground, waste their childhood in rag picking or hazardous industries. Childhood is the spring of life, but millions of unfortunate children like Sahib and Mukesh waste this spring either scrounging in the garbage dumps of Simapuri or welding glass bangles in the furnaces of Firozabad. Their childhood is lost to the demands of survival. Hence, the title is quite appropriate. Let us talk about. If you have a book, look at the book. I have a book right now with me. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. This is the title. Why do you do this? I ask Sahib. Anish Jam, the author, asks Sahib, why do you do this? As you can see in the picture, there is a rack picker here. You can see the rack picker, and in the second picture, you can see Anish Jang. Anish Jang asks Sahib, why do you do this? I ask Sahib, whom I encounter, whom I face every morning scrounging for gold. Please underline the word scrounging for gold. Scrounging means obtain something by searching. It is very difficult when to find something, especially for food, for money. In the garbage dumps of my neighborhood, Sahib left his home long ago. So this is about Sahib. If you are asked this question, what do you know about Sahib? Sahib says that he left his home long ago. His home was set amidst means in the middle of the green fields of Dhaka. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh. His home is not even a distant memory. He still remembers. There were many storms that swept away their fields and homes, his mother tells him. So whenever Sahib asks his mother, who are they, where they came from, so this is the a particular answer, you must underline this one. That's why they left looking for gold in big cities where he now lives. Sahib says, I have nothing else to do. He mutters. He speaks in this way. He mutters. Go to school? I say glibly, fluently, I mean without any serious note, realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. Next page, please. There is no school in my neighborhood, Sahib says. When they build one, I will go. If I start a school, will you come? I ask, half joking. Anish Jan is saying. She was not so serious when she asked this question. Yes, he says, smiling broadly. Yes, I will definitely go to school, Sahib says. A few days later, I see him running up to me and says, "Hello, ma'am, is your school ready? School खुल गया है, school तैयार है, मुझे जाना है." Right, in this way. Anish Jung says it takes longer to build a school. I say embarrassed at having made a promise that was not meant. Anish Jung, realizing later on, she gets embarrassed that she should not have asked such a question which can never be fulfilled. But please underline, but promises like mine abound means in plenty in every corner of his bleak world, this dull world. Anish Jung is talking about Firozabad, oh sorry, Simapuri.